Attention! Relationships, huh? They're going pretty well in 2025 for all the young people. Lots of love, lots of connection. Everybody pair bonding, am I right? Like our grandfathers and grandmothers. Everybody's sexual functions are doing fantastic. A lot of kids coming out of these young people, am I right? High standard of living, 2025 civilization that we built, huh? Why is that? It's by design, huh? A lot of things that seems kinda insane these days for your NPC normie minds. They kinda, when you start to look at it, they kinda, by design, we are created by the image of the people who created this little high standard of living, productive civilization. Where productivity is sky high. Human beings never been this productive, huh? In the past we maybe built a couple pyramids and a couple castles here and there and cathedrals and carved some mountains here and there. No big deal. But we're really productive. And we put satellites up in the sky that microwave our brains, microwave our soils 24/7. That must be good. I'm sure that doesn't have any consequences. Like, human beings, we can adapt to that. Like, yeah, we have increased these frequencies insanely much in like 25 years. No biggie. No biggie. We can still pair bond. We can still love the other sex. We can still create a good family unit, a good community, a good little tribe for us. Where everything just kind of works out. We can still do it. Easy peasy lemon squeeze, huh? It's no big deal. I believe it. We can still pump out like 20 kids in our lifetime. We can be great grandfathers by our 50s. Like some of these Eskimos back in the day. Like these Eskimos live in the Arctic Circle in a really harsh environment. They pumped out 20 kids. Like their society wasn't high standard of living. They weren't productive. They were living in some igloos, huh? Some teepees, huh? We got all these cool ass buildings, these Soviet Union buildings, huh? See? Skyscrapers and stuff. With a bunch of malls and shopping centers and coffee shops. We got that shit going. We're really productive. Coffee increases your productivity by tenfold. It's by design, huh? A lot of things seems to be by design, huh? Okay, why is that? Why can't we pair bond anymore? Our dopamine is destroyed by these technologies. Blue light destroys dopamine the hardest. If you don't follow the natural light and dark cycle, it's over for you, son. If you look at these blue lit screens, when it's dark outside, dopamine dead. Melatonin dead, you can't sleep. How do you heal it? What's the precursor to dopamine? Melatonin. It's two aromatic amino acids, tyrosine, phenylalanine. What creates those? Is it raw chicken? Is it that liver? Is that salmon? No, it's UVB light, bitch. Light controls those. Light controls how good you sleep. Melatonin, we all know melatonin. Most people are bopping little melatonin pills since freaking childhood these days because nobody can sleep because we microwaving our brains, blue lighting our eyes. And I just told you what it does. It destroys melatonin, especially, well, you should never look at these blue lit screens. But especially if you want to increase melatonin, when it's dark, it's freaking dark. You go to sleep, bitch. When it's sunny outside, you go outside. Let the sunlight hit the eyes. And the higher the UV, the better. So that's one of the reasons why nobody can sleep. Insomnia is sky high. There's young people popping those melatonin is like, wonder what that's gonna do. Like you can just see the bodybuilders and fitness freaking freaks, and they are freaks, bro. That's another topic that I'll talk about a lot. Because our understanding, NPC normie ships, understanding what is health, you think about shredded, gym goer, fitness, exercising. Like every normie thinks that like you gotta have big muscles, you gotta be shredded. What happened to those people with a couple of t-shirts in the arm? Pew pew, I see those every day if you know where to look. They got no protection because they got no body fat in them. It's the opposite of unhealthiness. They are also freaking exhausting their stem cells. That's what I was doing for like over a decade, and I freaking failed it. At the end, you feel freaking tired, exhausting your stem cells, and you only have so many of those things. But anyway, what happens when they do these endogenous hormones that your body is supposed to make, but your body isn't making them anymore because you don't live by nature's codes, nature's laws, you don't abide nature. You start doing this and you rash this. What happens? Soon your body doesn't make them anymore. It's like, okay, your body gets kind of lazy. It's like, okay, we do this synthetic shit. That should be the slogan for human civilization for 2025. We do this synthetic shit. We're going synthetic. Synthetic max. So, terrible idea. Pop those melatonin pills. But also dopamine. That gets us to the dopamine. If you don't have dopamine, you have low dopamine. Firstly, you don't have that passion in you. You don't got that fire in you. That inspiration, that motivation for everything. For relationships as well. For love. The love doesn't feel as intense. You don't also got no trust. You got no commitment. You wanna wank off in front of these technologies. That's one of their plans. They like that shit. The harder you are addicted to these technologies, harder you watch YouTube videos all day, the more they like it, the more they like it. Let's go, boys and gals. And it's like triple nipple, quadruple, femme trouble, whammy for your infertility. Like depopulation, destroying the family unit. There's so many pieces in the technology that people don't get. The light is big one. That's why you never heard about it. That's why it's such a new thing in health space, fitness space. And you might be first like, what the fuck you think about? Like, what the fuck is this light thing? It's all about food and exercise. And some people in the food are like, exercising motherfuckers are retarded. Like, that's not healthy at all, what are you doing? But then there's like, food is the number one. I just told you what's the first precursor to dopamine and melatonin. It's these aromatic amino acids. And what builds those? UV light, bitch. So you cannot have high dopamine if you are in these blue lit screens all day under man-made lights. And that's why Finnish people kinda even keeled, like myself. Like I kinda ramp up my personality a little bit for these videos, but I'm really calm in real life, really even keeled. Finnish people very even keeled. We don't have as much passion as the people up in the south, like Latinas, Spanish, Portugal, Italians, or black people. They have a bunch of passion. Why is that? Because UV light builds dopamine. They got more dopamine than us because they get way more UV light. And if you get too much dopamine, that's schizophrenia for your ass. You go crazy. That's why when I go like travel south, even in like Italy, Southern Europe, for Finnish persons it's kind of like these people are kind of crazy. Like they have so much passion in life. Like it's kind of weird when you live in Finland all day and everybody's here like kind of like your life's kind of like we're pretty smart because maybe coldness does that, but we are like super. We don't have that passion. We don't do those salsa dances and all that shit. So that explains. And the black people might be the craziest. The people who live in Ecuador. And that's a good thing. But if it goes too high, you go insane. You get that schizophrenia. Another voices start coming into your head. But what builds dopamine? Same as melatonin. When it's bright outside, you go out in the sun. The more UV, the better. When it's dark, the lights go off. You go to sleep. You're not watching stupid ass YouTube videos. You're not in Reddit forums. You're not doing any of the retarded NPC shit. You don't watch Netflix when it's dark. You sleep. Then high dopamine, high melatonin. You can recover, you can regenerate, you can start to build trust again. You start to have fire, passion, inspiration, vitality to love again. You start to have more libido again. You wanna commit to other person again. But what's the problem then? You need to find another person who also does these things. Because if your redox, your energy levels out of your environment are here, and your partner's redox are here, that's a problem, that's a struggle city. That ain't gonna match. It's gonna be, firstly it's gonna be subconscious. That's the main reason why most relationships go south. One person's redox is here, one's here. They start to go apart. Like you don't have the same connection anymore with the partner, even though you might have some amazing loving history. You might have been bond, you might have had incredible bond before. But if the one starts to go south and your goals start to go there, your redox sky high, their redox sucks ass, and they don't want to do anything about it because their dopamine is super low. They lack no motivation. Even if you try your best, you can't get them out of bed. You can't stop them watching Netflix when it's dark outside. That destroys relationships. But anyway, think about dopamine, melatonin, oxytocin is also a big one in the bonding. That's probably also controlled by light. Like light controls so many of these things, and you feel the difference straight away when you start to do it the right way. And the more your hormones are out of whack, the harder it is for you to bond with everybody, even friendships, but even more importantly, love, sexual relationships, forming families, forming connection. It's impossible if you have low redox and your hormones suck. And I just told you how to build them. Go outside, get as much sunlight as you can, eat local natural foods, go places that they don't geoengineer that much. Spend as little time as possible with these technologies. Maybe watch base science videos outside every now and again. Or if you get those daylight saving computers, or daylight computer, what the hell is it called? That blocks the blue light completely and does also some other cool things. But as little as much time with technologies, always block the blue light. That's one of the main reasons for most of our problems. The blue light destroys vitamin A. It turns vitamin A toxic in your body. It causes most of these diseases. It causes leptin resistance. That's the number one thing for obesity. It destroys your dopamine. You don't got any passion, motivation anymore in life. It destroys your melatonin and you cannot sleep. You have this insomnia. So, as little, why is it so hard for me to say? As little as possible technology, as much as possible sunlight grounded outside, base science. We know what the fuck is up, that's why we shadow banned today. But we're gonna get this science out there, because that's the true motherfucking science that human beings need if you wanna pair bond again. If you wanna pair bond max again like our grandfathers and grandmothers, and some of you are fathers and mothers, but even their generation was kinda fucked already. But now I have the answer. Redox high, hormones working correctly. Your body makes them like it's supposed to make. Like it did all this time before we started to fuck everything up, playing God. We know better, we can put those satellites out there. Well, I think they knew better. I think they knew most of these consequences. But they didn't give a shit. See you later. Go there, bro.